Now, listen, this one is not really a move, but it would be a big decision. Spurs forward, the England captain Harry Kane, possibly signing a new deal to stay at the club.
Yep.
That would signal a massive turnaround. I personally think Robert Lewandowski could be going to Liverpool if he does get out of Bayern Munich. But is there a team that could possibly go in and try and get Harry Kane? And if he stays at Tottenham Hotspur, if he does sign this deal, is that it in terms of his chances of winning the really big trophies in football?
I think there's no chance of him going to Manchester United. Why would you go down? Manchester United are not as good as Spurs, and they won't be next season, I don't think. Manchester City's move has gone. They've got Haaland. Chelsea, they've got Lukaku. They probably won't be able to get rid of. And then where is there? The Liverpool, I don't think would go in for Kane, the amount of money it will cost them. So I think he'll look at the project, look at how Conte's got him into the Champions League. He's back playing in the biggest competition, and he'll be hopefully thinking Conte can attract some more players to try and close the gap on Chelsea. Then eventually maybe going for a title with Spurs, which is unlikely, but I'm sure that's what Harry Kane would want to do.
This one here as well, I think is interesting. Manchester United offering Aaron Wan-Bissaka to at least one other club. They're also... Oh, that make you laugh, did it? That's not fair.
It's rude. It's rude, isn't it?
They're offering him. Yeah, and Brandon Williams as well. They're offering him out. Aaron Wan-Bissaka's an interesting one, though. At times his performances were heralded. Then he, in terms of his attacking game, it just wasn't good enough, and he's found himself out in the cold at Manchester United. I think it almost underlines the poor thinking in terms of recruitment from Man United over the last few years. So many players at Man United do, to be perfectly honest. Is there a team in the Premier League that Aaron Wan-Bissaka suits?
It's hard, isn't it, mate? Because when I first started playing for Villa, he would have been probably one of the best right backs in the league. It wasn't about kind of right back get an amazing crossing. Can he start off attacks? It was about defending. Martin O'Neill just loved his fullback to defend and give it to players he could then play. So I just don't think he matches this era of fullbacks. Reece James, Trent Arnold, Kyle Walker, they can play to a certain extent, and Wan-Bissaka can't play at all, and what team would he go to? Would he go back to a Palace maybe? I don't know, because teams want their fullbacks to be able to play now at all levels. Look at Matty Cash at Aston Villa, my team. He's a fullback who's really good on the ball. So it's hard, mate. I don't know if he maybe tries a different league. I'm not sure.
One big one. We spent a couple of minutes talking about this. Romelu Lukaku. Willing to take a wage cut to return to Inter Milan. He's only left there 10 months ago after a club record fee of £97.5 million. Wow. How do you solve a problem like Lukaku?
I feel that Chelsea need to get rid of him.
Really?
Him and Thomas Tuchel. Yeah, him and Thomas Tuchel, you can tell they don't see eye to eye. After that interview, I feel like he's lost the fan base as well. Doesn't look happy, doesn't look sharp. Obviously, Inter Milan are not going to pay 90 million back for him, so maybe a loan fee. I've heard of maybe 20 million, and they have him on loan. You've seen it before, haven't you, where teams sign a player on a 2-year loan, for instance, maybe for like a 30-40 million pound fee or something. I don't know how it'll work, but I feel like Chelsea need to go out and buy a striker that suits the way Thomas Tuchel wants to play, and for both parties, I feel like he has to go back to Inter or a different club. Don't you think?
No, I think you hold on to Romelu Lukaku. You see what you can get out of him this season. I wasn't overly impressed by the second half of the season from Thomas Tuchel either. So do you get rid of someone who could potentially be one of the most lethal goal scorers in European football? Do you get rid of them because of Thomas Tuchel? Or do you say to Thomas Tuchel, you need to find a way to integrate this player?
Yeah, you brought him. You
exactly.
brought him. Like,
he sanctioned that move. And listen, it has been a difficult first year. He's had COVID, he's had injuries too. Chelsea didn't play particularly well, as I say, in the back end of the season. How about a fresh start, a new ownership group to see what you can get out of Romelu Lukaku? Because when Ben Chilwell was fit, when Reece James was firing at the start of the season, he looked like he'd been playing there for years, and he looked a real settled part of the team. Things then change with these injuries. I think when he gets that supply from wide areas, he will be the old Romelu Lukaku, if you like.
I hope so, because I feel like you don't want Romelu Lukaku to go down as one of the biggest flops in Premier League history. You don't want that to happen because he's a quality striker, but he didn't look sharp at the end of the season. You know, wasn't really outpacing defenders like he was at the start of the season. So I do hope that he comes